Hi, it's Friday, so we are talking about apologetics and the resurrection of Christ. So, as I have already mentioned, there are certain historical facts that many scholars agree with as factual. And the other thing is, the timeline itself has been confirmed by skeptics in that, Jesus was arrested, then he was crucified soon after, and then he was resurrected a couple of days later. Then Christianity exploded from a pocket of a few people. And the other thing is interesting. The New Testament, there's talks about at least 30 historical figures. So no matter from what angle you're looking at the story, the New Testament story, there's still a factual basis of it, even if you're a non-believer in the resurrection. The other reason it's difficult to see them as or treat them as lies, because the New Testament authors, they were noting different situations, different things they did that were didn't put them in a favorable light, if you will. For example, Peter denied Christ. If you're a starter of a new religion, if you're trying to make up a movement, create one, you're not going to make up stories about yourself that put you in an unfavorable light. I mean, Peter denying Christ, he was one of the founding fathers of Christianity, if you will, in a sense. Even the Catholic Church sees him as the founder of the first Pope, so he was a prominent figure. He was one of the 12. Yet he denied Christ. He was the person who was really brave, but when it came to be brave, he denied Christ, and it was in front of a girl and a couple of people. He didn't even deny Christ in front of a court or people with weapons. Literally, he denied it. He was scared in front of a girl. And then when Christ was arrested, the disciples fled everywhere. And then the women stayed, the girls stayed, the disciples fled everywhere. Although I remember reading a book called Christ in a Middle Eastern Eyes, and they were talking about it, that in Middle East, they were looking at women in a different perspective, whereas a woman can get away with saying certain things to trained soldiers, a man would be killed for that. So that's one way to look at it, but at the same time, they weren't put in a light which shows them that they are these brave individuals, because they were scared, they ran. A lot of times, and especially as I'm going through John, you can see that they didn't understand the teachings of Jesus. They didn't quite grasp what he was trying to say. So that's another thing. If you're trying to make up a religion, if you try a founding of a movement, has to be an exceptional figure, but these guys were just ordinary people with ordinary issues, limited understanding. And one of the most interesting thing is, it was actually women who discovered the grave. And what is interesting about it is, in the 2nd century Jerusalem, Palestine, if you will, it's referred to it either way. The women's eyewitness accounts weren't worth as much as a man's. And so if you want to make up a movement, a religion, why would you make women your primary eyewitness, whose eyewitness account wasn't worth as much as a man's? If you want to make up something that's more believable. But that's the whole thing. I remember reading about it, that when you read the New Testament, it doesn't even look like they're trying to convince you of the truth. It's written down in a normal sense, like you were trying to convey something interesting, but not trying to convince someone really hard. It's like you're trying to convey facts. It's written in that manner. They're also talking about eyewitnesses, so that the people who are reading the gospel accounts, they can ask them, they can check it. In the New Testament, the story is not embellished by the authors, because there are over 140 historically accurate accounts, datas in the story. So as I might have mentioned, that it's really strange. People are puzzled by it, how you write down these accounts in a manner when you were just trying to convey data, not trying to convince anyone. At the same time, you just put these stories of miracles in it, and the authors don't know what to do about it. And what they say is that the New Testament authors were wrong about miracles. But if you take into consideration that how accurately they recorded historical data and events, why would we think that they would be wrong regarding miracles? And next week I'm going to talk about how skeptics trying to explain away the resurrection, and what the Christian answers are for those claims. See you later. Bye.